We'll get started soon. All right, guys, let's get into it. So let's go into the stocks watch list here. For those of you new to this live stream, this is my channel, Trading Simplified. Definitely check out the playlist I have, my day trading P&L 2025. We're up 30K right now in the first 2 months of 2025, which is nice. We also have the trading P&L 2024. We made $80,000. And then we have Fidelity Index Funds ETFs, Vanguard. Definitely be sure to check this out. And at the end of this, be sure to check out the WAP as well. The WAP has a lot to offer. We have community in here. We have over 17 people that just joined. You can directly chat with me about stocks, chart levels, and trades. And there's only 5 spots left for the $10 a month just to join. So definitely be sure to check that out. All right, let's get into it. Let's go into the Webull charting real quick. And let's get into the charts. So let's blow this up. Let's make this a little bigger. And let's get started. All right, so first we're going to talk about Qualcomm. Let's get into Qualcomm. I was breaking this down earlier. Qualcomm, when you look at the 5-year chart, you can see that we had the high of 228. We pulled all the way back to about 155. And I think that we are headed lower. The reason I think so, because I was just drawing out the levels on the 3-month, and we had clear resistance right here as well, and then another resistance point, and then we had previous support right in this zone, and then boom, we had an entry at the first retest, and it sold off. And now we're starting to form this bear flag. So I think Qualcomm is going to start selling off even more. And I think what we need to do is we need to look and see where it's going to potentially go to. And I think the next retest is going to be this 157, this 150 level, pulling all the way back to about here for your support. This is where I would start to look. So I definitely would be weary of this. I think we have another downside coming here on Qualcomm, 157 down to 150, where clear buyers will be entering. That's a 3 to 4% pullback. So I definitely would pay attention to that. All right, next let's go over CMG, Chipotle. Chipotle has formed this massive bear flag that formed, it sold all the way off from $66 down to $50. That's a 23% pullback. You had right here, you had your sell-off. And what I like with Webull is you can do this drawing tool, which is nice. So here was your bear flag right in this zone right here. And then it sold all the way off. Now looking at this stock, reviewing the levels, I think what we need to do is we need to be cautious and we need to watch and see, are we going to hold this level of support at $52? So if you're trading this right now, I think you had this nice break right here. I'm just going to break this down for you. You can see right here. Right here is your break. So you can see you broke 52.50 and then it reclaimed it right here. So we'll just put this down for the newer traders to see. Let's see here. So you got the text right here. And then you have the reclaim right here. And then this was the break area. So you can see that if it can hold this 52.50 level, I think that we can get a potential move back up right here. So it broke this 52.50, sold all the way off, it reclaimed this level, and now we're looking for a push higher. Now if you're looking for a push higher, the clear area where you're going to start having actual like a good profit target zone that you'd be trying to sell this if you went long on this is going to be in the $56 range. Because you had all these bear flags that just formed, I'm just going to get rid of them to make it a little clearer for us. What I'm looking for now is I'm looking for a push from here, a little consolidation, and then a push up here. That's what we're looking for. Oh, ignore that part. So we're going to look for a push up to here, up to $56 per share. So that's kind of the edge that we're looking for with Chipotle. All right, so now Chipotle, looking at the 5-year chart, it is in this consolidation phase, and you just have to be careful because if this ever breaks the 47.87, you have to be careful and wonder, is this going to go lower? If it does, it is going to sell off to at least $43, $42. But currently, while this level is holding, it is clear to see that you can take a long off of this 52.50 if you do get it. So just be aware of that. If you're looking, you can either trade right here and then trade the bounce. That's one way to do it. Or you can trade the support of 52.50 and go long on it and then look for this move higher. Just a little consolidation up here. This is what I would look for if I was trading Chipotle. So we'll see how that plays out. All right, next let's go over PLTR. This is another stock where you had this clear resistance level. It broke this resistance level, previous high, and then it retested it right here, but didn't get much of a bounce. Went from like 106 up to 111, and then it rejected this zone. So you can actually move this up a little bit because we can see that this is a resistance zone right up here. Like right there. So now what we're doing is it is testing this bottom level of support. Let's move this down a little bit, around $78 you can see. And looking at the 6 month now, this is where you're at. So you have this massive pullback. RSI is down, we'll review that. 125 down to about 78. That's a 37% pullback right there. You do have buyers stepping in. Looking at the RSI on this, you have a 39 on the RSI on the 1 year. I'm not opposed to taking an entry here because you have multiple stabs of support right there. You have support right here, and you have support right here. So now if you're looking to get into this, your stop is below 78.59, and then your target is going to be back up to about $100 per share. So you're risking a few points to try to get to that $100 per share goal. That's PLTR. Let's go over Tesla. Tesla, we posted a video on this a few days ago. This is definitely an opportunity in my eyes for a long position. You can see that the longs are starting to come in around this 273 mark. And just looking at this on a long-term chart, we had this massive move up to 484. RSI was juiced to the gills around 77, and then now it's back to 43. So RSI is coming back to earth, which is good. And what's more important is you have these support levels right in this range, and it bounced right off of that 273 level. So you definitely just want to be wary when trading Tesla that it can keep moving down. But if we can get that move above 300, we definitely have a potential move to go back up. So look right here, make that move up, use the drawing tool on Webull. We consolidate right here, consolidate, and then we get that push higher, and that's what we're looking for. And I want to see it go all the way up to that 327 level. That's where I would be looking for it if I was going to be making a trade on this. So that's Tesla for you. Let's see if it can break the $300 level. If it can break the $300 level, let's see if we can get a push back up to 325. That'd be the move. Google, I've been touting this stock. I think this is a buy. This is an easy buy looking at it. Google, I've been adding this in the YouTube portfolio. You can check that out in the WAP or my YouTube videos as well when I'm reviewing the YouTube portfolio. So here you are right there. We are looking at that at 170. You could easily ride this momentum up here, and your stop will just be break of the 166. That's how I look at Google. And if you look at it on the 1-year chart, just take a quick look at the RSI. You can see, just go here. You can see that the RSI is at 30 on the 1-year chart. To me, this is a no-brainer. You're getting a big cap stock that sold all the way off from 207 all the way down to about 168. That's 18% pullback. I think you're looking at almost an 18% gain if you bought it at 166 to 170, back up to 207 to 20 to 25% ROI. That's what I'm looking for with Google. We're going to continue adding on them. On Monday, I'm going to add more to the long-term portfolio. Short-term levels, you can clearly see 166. It has to get above this 178 resistance. But to first do that, we got to just get above 170, reclaim the 170 level, then make a move back up to 178. That's how I would look at Google. Next, we have SMCI. This stock is starting to crater. I do think that there is more downside potential for this stock. Looking at it here, $40 if it doesn't hold. $50 was a resistance, it broke. If it doesn't hold, I think we're headed lower here for SMCI. Just looking at the 1-year chart, it is trying to hold this level right here at $38 per share, but I think you have potential movement down to $30 here. So we'll see what goes on with them. SoFi, I think this stock is overbought. I think it's going to sell off as well. Looking at SoFi, you can see here that we had this potential move that we were trying to play out, and this was it right here. It just sold off. It didn't even have a retest of the highs. It just completely sold off. So let's get rid of that. Now you're trading in this bottom zone. If you're going to buy SoFi, you want to try to buy them around $14 to $13 and then make your move back up. That would be the way to go. Play this consolidation and then blast up. That's what you're looking for. Or you are looking for your move that will be like this. It'll pull off, it'll pull back, it'll retest, consolidate, and then sell off. That's the other move for SoFi. That's what I would look for when it comes to SoFi. Also, looking at the next stock, we are going to go into Nebulous. I've been looking into this stock. I potentially want to take a position in them. They rejected here at this $38 level, and now we are trading near a potential zone Around $25 is where I'm watching Nebulous. That is where I'm going to be taking a position most likely. If we can get that rejection 32, consolidate, come back down, and now consolidate around 25, that is the look that I'm looking for right there. I want to see, are we going to consolidate in this $32 range? Are we going to pull back here? That's how I would do it. So you have to always be aware when you're trading stocks like this that this is pretty much a penny stock. It went up to $87. I just want to give you the big picture here. If you look in 2016, it traded at $9 and around $27 for a little bit. So it does have zones of support around that $25 range. You can see it on the 6-month chart. You had clear resistance right around here. So I definitely would be careful if you're going to be entering this stock around $32. I would just be patient, because you can see there are multiple touches of support here. So if you're doing this reclaim of 25, that is where I would try to make that exact assumption trade right there, and just keep your stop loss below 25.26. That's how I would do it. All right, so let's take a look. What else we got over here? Let's take a look at Amazon. Amazon is a stock that is trying to hold the 200 level. If you're looking at Amazon, you're better off, in my eyes, trying to see where it goes from here. It's trading at the 200 level almost. I still think that this is a heavy resistance zone at 217, 218. So if you get that move forward up to 218, and then you can get that pullback, that is really where I'd be looking. Consolidate 218, and for a further move back down. That's how I would look at Amazon, unless you can do the opposite and you can get, let's say, let's make this green just to make it a little better. And let's say you can get that move, you get that move back up, consolidate, and then blast up. That's another move that you could do as well. So Amazon's got to prove itself here. Just let it play itself out. Is it going to break the 204, 205 level? If it's not, if it goes above 218, then you can make your move off of that. But you got to give it some time to play out. It's not clear on the chart yet what it wants to do. Let's go over NVDA. NVDA, this is my favorite stock to trade. Made over 40,000 on them last year. We're up over 8,000 on them this year. We currently have a position on them around 119. We know that there is clear 125 resistance. I want to give it a chance and see if it's going to break this level. Chart looks pretty interesting from here, but when you break it down and start moving down on the smaller time frames, you can start to see where resistance really is. And it's at the 153, it's at the 149, the 142, and now the 135. I do think that we are going to get a small pop. So we'll see how this plays out. Let's see if I'm right or wrong about this week. But there's clear areas right here where you have multiple support areas. I'm sorry, support. Then it broke through and it retested it. And now we are going to see if we can get a move a little bit higher here. So this is what we are looking at here. I want to see on the chart, are we going to consolidate in this range and then make a move higher, right, like that, all the way up to about 129, 130. That's the move I'm looking for to see if that continuation will go through. So I'm going to continue just watching this level, hold the position, and we'll take profits around 122, 123 if it pulls back. But that would be a nice little area of support. It's got to hold this 122.5 level, especially after it just had all of that massive movement. From 122, it blasted all the way up to 125. NVIDIA may potentially run here. We'll see. Because it had that nice sell-off all in like a 2-day period where it went from 140 all the way down to 116. So I definitely would keep an eye on that. Let's go over a few others. Let's take a look at this. Let's look at Uber. So Uber stock, looking at Uber here, you are on this upwards trend. Where do you want to buy in this trend? You want to either start accumulating shares in the middle, or you want to get it towards the end. Now keep in mind, it takes months to get these touch points. So if you look here, in August, it was touching here around $55, and then in December. So that's a 5-month period that you would have to wait to get from this bottom of the trend line to this bottom of the trend line. Realistically, it's March, If you were going to get down here around $71, $70, it might take till April or May. So it's just something you have to just keep your eyes on there. Let me just see something. Yeah. So breaking down the levels, I would definitely look for. On the 6-month chart, you can see that there is a little bit of support in the $60 range, but that's a really far pullback that you're gonna need. I think realistically, a fair assumption would be around $68, $68 to $69 to get that pullback, to get that entry that you're looking for. And you still have the trend support below it around $66 per share. So that's how I would look at Uber. Let's go over BBAI. This stock has been getting crushed, especially with the market momentum. They have earnings in a few days, so this will definitely be interesting. We're going to see, just looking at this downwards trend, it finally made a stronger pop here around this $5 level. We were calling this out on the WAP, so definitely be sure to check out that link in the description below. You can see here, you have support here around $5, and now it is starting to push up off of this, but it rejected $6. So I think what happens with BBAI is we need a good earnings report. We need something to show some catalysts here. Maybe then to talk about AI. Then what you need is you need a move to get above and reclaim that $6 level. If you can get that reclaim of that $6 level, last up here, just like this, and then boom, make that move up higher. That's really what you're looking for when it comes to BBAI. So I'm going to watch this. We'll see if it can reclaim the $6 level. If it can reclaim the $6 level, maybe I'll add to my current position, and then we'll try to go from there. All right, next stock, let's go over Costco. Costco is a powerhouse. It's trading on the 5-year trend line. Let's just go over the 1-year trend line. You could just see that is clearly just trading within this zone. Entries, I think, are just in the middle of this zone here. It may break eventually, but I mean, down to $1,000, down to $975 would be your load zones. It is just trading within this level, as you can see here. That's how I look at it. I don't try to day trade Costco. It's too expensive at $1,000 a share. Definitely can look for just the buy and hold entry. Next, we'll go over DoorDash. This stock from 5 years has went like this. Now looking at the 1-year chart, we can see here we have this right here, and then you can make the movement for the 180 would be your direction for this if you were looking for a pullback. So you could look for a pullback around DoorDash around 180, let it consolidate, make sure it's holding that level, and then try to make a push forward. That would be the entry for DoorDash. Looking at them, that entry right there. So let me just move this over. All right, let's go over a few more stocks, then we'll end the live stream. So we got on the 5-year chart, we have Microsoft. Microsoft is holding this 6-month. It made new lows around 387. I do believe that Microsoft potentially is headed lower, and what I'm waiting for is the 400 rejection. To me, it's clear as day just looking at it. You can see it was trading within this resistance zone, and anywhere from about 407 and lower. I do think like right here, 402 max would be your push, because when you look at this on a larger time frame, you can see that you have pullbacks to about 382 potential, and it already pulled back to 386. So I definitely would just keep that in mind for that. And let's just see where it goes from here. You got to let it play out a little bit. If you're going to trade the short term on this, then what you need to do is see, are we going to retest this $400 level? Let's see if it blasts up there, consolidates, and then makes a move lower. That's what I'm looking for with Microsoft. Short entry opportunities, we have this downwards trend forming. So that would be where I would try to trade Microsoft. If you're trying to do long term on this, I'd be waiting for lower levels, maybe 370, 375. All right, let's go over 2 more stocks, and then we'll end this live stream. We're going to go on Walmart. We called this out on the WAP as well. This was a great entry around that $92 range. Look at that bounce, 92 back up to 98. Excellent. one of the WAP members caught that too, which was excellent. So I'm glad they made some money on that. And what Walmart is trying to do is they're trying to reclaim this level. If they can reclaim the $100 level, they can make a push back higher for new highs. So they just have to hold right here, 98 to 100, make that push, hold that resistance zone. Let's see how it plays out. It's struggling up here. We'll see if it can make that push. Or what realistically might happen if the market goes weak is consolidate in this range right here around $98 and then push down. That's another possibility. So that's what I'm looking for with Walmart. I just want to see how it plays out, and we'll look to play that on the open on Monday. And last but not least, Celsius stock. This stock is sold off. It really looks bad. It looks like this stock is going to continuously crater. They made a new acquisition, which was nice. I like seeing that on the earnings report. But it is clear that the momentum, it's just so volatile. I mean, look at the 6 month, look at the last five, let's just go with the first 5 days. It went from $36, a pump from $24 up to 36, pumped up to 36, that's 45% return. Then what does it do? 36 down to 25, pulls back 30%. This stock is very, very volatile. I have it in the YouTube portfolio. I'm glad it's only like a 2% allocation, but looking at it right here, $25, you can see you have that support, and then boom, blasts up. So we'll see if it holds $25 level. If it doesn't, then it's going to head to new lows. Definitely check out the WAP, guys. There's a lot to offer on here. You can see, let me just move this over a little bit for you guys. Check out the WAP if you're interested. Hold on. So here you get to directly chat with me, go over the stocks watch list that we post, my YouTube portfolio updates. We have the beginners courses, the announcements, the portfolio guidelines. And this is it here. Just click the join button. We got 17 people in it, and it's been going well so far. Very interactive. So I'll see you in the WAP.